Did you know tanks can perform stealth missions? In one of my previous videos, I've talked about how to attack as a company and the planning that goes behind it, which you can check out on the top right. And so today I want to talk about the task of infiltration and to show you some gameplay from Gunner Heat PC. If you don't know, my name is Fan Fantasy and I cover tactical and immersive games. If you enjoy this video, make sure to hit that like and subscribe for more content. According to the US Tank Platoon Guide, infiltration is a form of maneuver which an attacking force conducts undetected movement through or into an area occupied by enemy forces to occupy position of advantage behind those enemy positions while exposing only small elements to enemy defensive fires. A few things here that I want to highlight is essentially it is a form of attack, and unlike a deliberate attack, this form of maneuver is to be done with the element of surprise without being detected by the enemy, either exploiting a route that hasn't been well defended or simply a weak point in the enemy defenses. Another thing that I want to highlight here is occupying a position to your advantage behind the enemy position. So this means taking up a position that is probably least likely to be well defended or a weak spot. Could also be a terrain feature, which is a high ground or a small tree line for concealment. It's also noted here in the Tank Platoon menu that infiltration is rarely conducted, but it is possible to do in a form of support by fire or an overwatch. So yeah, tanks doing infiltration may not always be like Splinter Cell or whatever stealth games or movies that you watch. In reality, an enemy can hear a tank, and it's possible that enemies may have scouts everywhere and they're watching. But yeah, I just want to highlight this since infiltration is such a special task, but it's not impossible to do. Before I go on to show some gameplay, I do want to revisit the M60A1, which has a different fire control system than the M60A3. And in the M60A1, they use the Ghost Image Coincidence rangefinder. Alright folks, to simply use the rangefinder of the M60A1, you just need to turn it on by pressing E, and you can see the blurriness. So right now it means it's on, this is off, and on again. Think of it as an old SLR camera where you need to focus the lens on the subject. And same thing for the M60A1, you just need to focus it properly. So if you look at the bottom left, I am controlling the range by holding Control and mouse wheel up and down. If you don't have the mouse wheel, we can do page up or down. And so for the M60A1, you just need to focus on the target. So looking at the BTR that we're gonna hit, right now it's not in focus, so it means it's not in the correct range. So we're probably gonna have to zoom or focus a little lower, about, let's say about 500 meters, and firing now, and target. So our next target is another BTR right here, and you can tell it's out of focus, which means it's not in the correct range. Zoom in or focus a little lower, let's say about 1100 meters, and on the way. And target destroyed. So our next target is a T-55 right here, and it's out of focus because you can kind of see two T-55s and one of them looks like a ghost. And so we're gonna have to range it higher, so about, let's just say, let's say about 2,000 meters, and on the way. And there you go, target destroyed. It might be a little tricky once the target is a little further away. You're gonna have to practice it. Alright, so we do have a PC, a BMP that has been identified, and there's no lead, so you're gonna have to manually lead it. And since we're pretty close, we can just basically just fire upon it if your range is set at 1,200 meters, and on the way. And target destroyed. So for any targets below, well, I would say less than 1,200 meters, you can actually just fire directly if it's set to that range. And we got another one right there. And, well, that's about 1,000 meters, and on the way. There you go. But yeah, anything above 1,200 meters, you're gonna have to focus it. Alright, so this one might be a little tricky, because it is moving quite far. I would say about maybe about 2,200 meters, and on the way. Nice, that was a good hit. And there you go, we have completed the range, and I hope that this tutorial is helpful for you guys, and let's get right into the mission. We're going to be doing a mission called Night Infil, and we are an M60A1 section tasked with infiltrating an enemy position and ambushing their command posts. The enemy has set up a defensive position along the main route and are defending the command posts identified by our signal intelligence. You are to find the route through the close terrain on their flank and ambush and destroy the enemy command posts. we're going to be doing a basic infiltration task. And for the enemy, we're expecting some reconnaissance elements like the BTRs and BMPs, as well as T-55s and some trucks as well. And for us, we are going to be playing as the M60A1s, and there's going to be another platoon as well as M13. So basically kind of like a company style attack that will be attacking along with us, but we're going to be the section that will be infiltrating against the enemy. So looking at the map right here, we're going to be going left and turning south towards the main route where we need to go, while our friendly forces are going to be on the east and are going to move to the west, and they're going to be the main force that will be distracting them and attacking them, while we will be exploiting their defense and destroy the enemy. So pretty straightforward. I'm going to pause the mission and we'll move out. Looks like my partner is right beside me. And looking at the roster right here, we have 2 platoons of M13s and M68 1 platoon, and we have 4 platoon per section tasked to infiltrate against the enemy defenses. And like I said before in the video, infiltrating against the enemy is not a very common tank maneuver, but it is possible, and Gunner EPC kind of explores that. And I do hear some firing in the distance. And personally, I would prefer using the A3s for night missions, but I know that the A1s were common in the 1980s, so it's understandable. But for night missions, I would prefer the A3s, but I guess the devs want to give us a bit of a challenge. And so what I'm going to do is we're going to call in artillery as well as flares in the area too. And I did change our formation to a line as we're moving up. Ooh, that's some bright flares, and I don't think that's my flare. Could be the enemies, but we're going to move up. And let's turn on the reticles as well too. So far, it's not too much. And I do hear artillery. Oh, got tank spotted. There it is. And let's do about 1,000 meters and on the way. Oh, tank is destroyed. There's one more behind the trees. Can't really see him, but oh, ooh, that round almost hit us. And engaging. And looks like he's burning. Nice. Ooh. Glad we didn't get hit. And we got a PC on the left. And on the way. It is below 1,200 meters, so we can just fire directly at it. And their trucks have been spotted. That is the command post. Keep going. Oh, there's another tank. Slow the stable round. Yeah, I can't see through those trees. No, let's look for that tank first. There it is. And on the way. Calling me doubtful, but I'm really going for that tank instead. And let's see. Yep, that tank is still up. Engage. Nice. Tank destroyed from our second tank. Get the heat up. And on the way. And that is the command post HQ that we just eliminated and flanked around. And ooh, BTR. And let's get him. There you go. He is now burning. Nice. And there you go. We have completed our task of destroying the command post. That was quite intense. I thought we were gonna die from the T-55s, but yeah, we got them. And that is the HQ. As you can see here, it's pretty much our campfire for our tanks. So this is the after action review, and the summary of it is we lost 0 crew, 0 equipment loss, which is nice, and they lost 10 and 13, shots fired 51, and in total they shot 356. I'm pretty sure they were fighting earlier on before we could flank around and destroy them. And lethality 0.0%. So it looks like one of our M60s from the assembling area was able to knock out their IR spotlights, but I don't know if this one disabled their tank. Alright, so we were pretty lucky on this one. The T-55 hit us, but it stopped by the turret right here. It didn't go through, it just stopped right here. It didn't hit the center mask. And over here we were able to engage against the T-55s. Okay, so we were engaging the other tanks, and it looks like this one kind of went off from the turret. And our second tank was able to knock out the remaining T-55. Not gonna lie, I was a little bit annoyed when the commander was telling me to shoot the PC when we had a tank threat. From that point on, it was just the trucks, and it was only the trucks left, and we were able to finish them off. That was it, and the last BTR running away. Alright folks, hope you guys enjoyed this video and mission so far and that you learned something new. This was a quick mission to do in Gunner Heat PC, and yeah, one of the things I really like about Gunner Heat PC is just how you can actually get into the action really quickly, and I encourage you guys to check them out. And yeah, make sure you hit that like if you enjoyed this video and subscribe to stay up to date. I'll be doing more Gunner Heat PC videos and other tank videos in the future, so stay tuned for that. And as always, I'll see you guys in my next video.